Okay, so I am an animator, and my first thought when seeing an amazing new technology like this is how do I get this stuff inside some boring old video program from the 90s? Final Cut, After Effects. Basically, it was thrilling to learn, late October last year, that home motion capture was suddenly possible. The first thing I did at the lab, and this was something that had been troubling for quite some time, which is getting audio to sync up with video. So it was a matter of coming up with something in processing to add timestamps to frames, something that Golan had suggested, and Kyle and also Jonathan, I forget his last name, he's a CMU grad student, Menard, that we add timestamps in XML files to the depth frames being recorded from the Kinect so that you could keep sync. You could record sync sound with someone talking, and hopefully the output would be stay in sync in an editor, because when each frame was recorded, you can add or subtract frames to keep up with the audio. So here are a bunch of TGA files, a audio file, and an XML file with all of the timestamps. And the result, at least for this very cheating only 1 minute test,
I am a pilot. My helpers and I will be flying a 727 jet to San Francisco today.
So, next up, my main project here was getting motion capture into After Effects. So, everyone has seen plenty of dots like these. What I hope make these dots special is that these dots are actually being recorded into XML and converted into the strange little text format that After Effects uses to store its puppet keyframes. So, you have the skeleton going into an After Effects file. And what's neat is that all of these are now legal After Effects keyframes. Because I've experimented with doing this in a lot of different programs. This also works in Flash, but only in real time. If I can just pull up the, timeline here. Good enough. I don't know why it's not a little bar isn't showing. But these are all keyframes, like all these puppet pins, and they can all be edited after the fact. And you can, of course, drop a character in there. Come on. Well, this is why, like a cooking show, you always bring a pre-cooked example.
Dancing. Like hippie dancing before it, the rave is closer to a drug-induced
So these are ordinary
state of
keyframes,
mind.
and you can use them to drive whatever you want. And also doing Android development for the first time. What's wonderful if you're doing live puppetry, which is also an interest of mine, is in a phone you have something that is a controller and a microphone all in one. So just some very basic little apps, but this was all new to me. So this can all also be recorded into XML, fed into puppet controls, and baked into After Effects. And last of all, just a fun extra, the 3D printing replacement animation process that was done in Coraline. You print a series of objects out of Maya, each individual frame of your animation, then you print every frame out, and you can replace them one by one in front of a camera and do animation. So that problem was already solved for me. There's a Maya plugin that does that. And all the info, here is Twitter, GitHub, and yeah, this has been a really amazing experience. Thanks so much.